love our Sunday nights together. Movie and some popcorn, sitting close on the couch.
Oh, me too, but I like it better when it's my turn to choose the movie.
Don't you ever get tired of fight scenes? They all seem the same to me. I think you could copy and paste one fight scene into 100 movies, and you men would say they're all different.
Well, when you've seen one rom-com, you've seen them all. Does the Hallmark Channel even make Valentine's Day movies?
Talk about one plot copied and pasted. Have you thought about the trip to the Keys for my family reunion? I need an answer, and I know my mom would love for you to come. My cousins don't believe you exist.
I'm really busy at work right now. I don't think I could get away.
It's 3 months from now, and I thought you said spring was your slow time?
Yeah, I mean, this year, though, we're doing these promotions to boost sales. I can't miss that.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're trying to give me the brush off.
No, trust me. I would love to meet your family. It's just not a good time right now. You know, I should get going.
You know what we were talking about on Friday?
That topic again. I thought I was clear about that. I'm not the marrying kind.
Yes, you were clear. I thought maybe you changed your mind after we discussed the L word, as you call it.
Disgust. Disgust implies two people having a conversation. It was all one-sided. You said you loved me. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that I loved you.
No, but you didn't say you didn't love me either. That means there's hope. There's a chance.
I stay away from those feelings, far away. I go to great lengths to avoid them. You know, once I transferred colleges to avoid my girlfriend after she said she loved me. Good thing, too, because she got married right after graduation to the guy who hooked up with her that night. Drowning her sorrows, no doubt. You know, she did like her whiskey.
Jimmy, really, what are you afraid of?
We have a good thing. I like you a lot. I enjoy our conversations, and we have lots of fun. Why can't we leave it at that?
Every woman wants fewer goodnight kisses with pats on the butt out the door and more goodnight kisses with cuddles and more.
That's the problem. Most men don't. At least I don't.
Are you saying you won't even consider getting married at some point?
You see how easily you slide from love into marriage? That's why I don't want to talk about either. Marriage has never even entered my realm of possibilities for my current or my future. I'm not saying I want to see other people. I just don't want to promise forever. Look, let's plan a weekend away. I think we could both use that.
I can't go back to the way it was. If there's no chance you ever want to get married, I need to move on.
So love and marriage is a package deal. If I say I love you, then I commit to marriage. Mm-hmm.
If you can't at least admit you love me, then I can't be with you. Well, I heard you loud and clear this time. Goodbye, Jimmy. I do wish you the best.
Are you and Adriana going to try that new Thai restaurant that just opened? That's her favorite kind of food, right?
No, we broke up.
Again?
Yeah, I think it's for good this time.
Too bad. She's swell, and she is perfect for you. Who else would put up with your stubbornness?
You know, you certainly won't find anyone else with eyes as beautiful as Adriana's.
Yeah, she sure is a looker.
Who says swell and looker anymore? You think you were 20 years older with the way you talk.
I know. I think I was born in the wrong era. I could have been Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin, a hopeless romantic.
First of all, you need to be able to sing to be either of those two, and you need to have swagger. and I don't think you have the swagger.
It's just a daydream. They don't make them like that anymore. Want another beer, Jimmy?
Yeah, sure.
Gary, you too?
Sure. Jimmy's buying. Hey, Jimmy. So when is the Yukon stock gonna take off like you promised? I put my and Ellie's life savings into that stock on your tip. You said it was a sure thing. It hasn't gone up at all, actually. Actually, it's gone down steadily over the past few weeks.
Shh! Don't let the whole club hear you. I'm not actually supposed to share that information. Look, be patient. I know for a fact that God and Meekin are buying out Yukon any day. They've done everything but sign the papers. It's going to happen, and then you and Ellie will be rich. You can finally buy that sailboat you've been eyeing.
You know, I hope you're right. I'm going to be in some pretty big trouble if it doesn't take off. Didn't exactly tell Ellie about this.
What do you mean exactly?
All right. So I didn't really tell her anything at all. Look, I just wanted to be the financial hero for once. I mean, she has a good job and she's made more money than me for like 10 years. You know, I thought it didn't bother me. But for once, I'd like to feel that I'm providing something too.
Isn't that a bit old-fashioned of you? I thought you were the quintessential modern couple.
We are. We are. I am. It's just hard to fight off the feeling of wanting to provide.
Put these on Jimmy's tab. Here you are, 3 Yinglings.
Yes, sir.
Why all the long faces?
I was just asking Jimmy here about the Yukon stock.
Ah, yes, so what's the word? When are we going to be rich?
It'll take off any day now, trust me.
That's what you said 2 weeks ago. I sunk a lot into this. I hope you're right.
Don't worry, any day now. Like I said, I put a lot of money into this too. Trust me, I need this as much as you do.
How'd you hear about this anyway?
Oh, it was at our regional sales meeting. I won top salesman of the region again last year.
Hey, congratulations. Good job.
Well, I was outside in the smoking area, and I overheard the CFO talking to someone at Goddard and Meekin, saying something about it's a done deal and thank you for the generous offer.
Smoking area? Since when do you smoke?
I don't. Katie, our receptionist, does, and I was just, chatting with her.
Katie, which one is that? Oh, Katie. Katie's the one who changed into those tight little lycra running pants things at the end of the day. You know, you've mentioned her before. Is she a bit young for you?
Let's not get sidetracked. Jimmy, are you sure you heard right? We'll all lose our shirts if this doesn't happen.
I know what I heard. This is a sure thing. I know it. I sunk more money into it than I'd planned.
How much more?
I may have taken a second mortgage on the condo.
Jimmy, no! What were you thinking? You could lose it.
I'm acutely aware. Besides, this stock is going to skyrocket. Just be patient.
Fellas, your table's ready.
It's my turn to settle the bill, Mia.
Lost again, huh? It's $30. You know, I won a few golf tournaments in high school. I could help you with your swing or other things.
I'm sure you could.
I'm just trying to save you some money. Buying drinks twice a week really adds up. I don't bite, unless you want me to.
Ooh, well, that's not what I'm afraid of.
What are you afraid of? I couldn't help it over here. You and Adriana broke up?
You heard that, huh? Yes, we are off again.
I am sorry to hear that. What you need is a friend with benefits.
Are you saying that you're that friend with benefits to offer? Here, keep the change.
What is beef burger gone?
Bourguignon, you yokel.
Anyway, what is it?
It's kind of a beef stew cooked in red wine.
Ooh, yum. Sounds good. I'm getting that. Comes with little red potatoes. I love little red potatoes.
What are you gonna have, Jimmy? I can't decide what to get until I know what everyone else is getting.
Why? Because you need validation or because you lack creativity?
Or maybe I just want to hear you butcher a few French words.
I'm getting meatloaf.
Hi again, fellas. One of our waiters called in sick tonight, so I'll be taking your orders.
I am having the beef boot or...
He'll have the beef bourguignon.
Dressing for your salad.
French.
Funny. Thousand Island, please.
Gary?
Could you go on to Jimmy next? I'm not ready yet.
Jimmy?
I will have the meatloaf with mashed potatoes, no salad, but I'll take a soup instead.
Meat and potatoes, man. No imagination. Okay, Gary, you ready?
Decisions.
Come on, I am hungry.
Hurry up.
All right. I'll take the sushi platter.
You're gonna get sushi from a small town American country club.
What? How could they mess it up? It's fish.
Okay, guys. It'll be out in a bit. Wave if you need a refill on your drinks.
Gare, how's that lovely wife of yours?
Oh, she is great. Matter of fact, she is planning our Valentine's Day date. It's a surprise. She says it's going to be even better than last year. You know, I think I saw a Victoria's Secret box delivered the other day.
Ooh, lucky duck.
Valentine's Day. That holiday is a bunch of nonsense. Just another gift-giving holiday created to get us to spend more money at the mall. What happened to our He-Man Valentine's Day Haters Club?
I forgot all about that. You know, we haven't talked about that club in years.
You're more cynical than I thought, Jimmy. What's wrong with having one day devoted to romance? I think it reminds us to not take our ladies for granted. Wish I had a girlfriend to spend Valentine's Day with. What I wouldn't give to have someone to go home to. Oh, was that a text from Ellie?
Indeed it was. She was wondering what time I'll be home.
See, you are making my point for me. You have someone keeping tabs on your every move. Don't you feel stifled?
Well, I mean, sure, sometimes I wish I could disappear for a while without having to tell anyone. But then, you know, something really good happens, or something really funny happens, and the first person I want to tell is Ellie. So, I'll be checking in anyway.
Sounds like heaven. Right now, when something funny happens, I call my mom. She appreciates the weird and funky, but it's not the same. That is what everyone is looking for, isn't it? Someone who shares your sense of humor, someone who wants to celebrate with you when something good happens, or laugh together when people fall on the ice.
Someone who can say, I told you so. You two are a bunch of saps.
Do you really feel that way about love and romance?
Yes, I do. I like doing my own thing and not having to report in to anyone. I like being able to go anywhere at any time, spend any amount of money without asking permission. Like that song says, born free as the wind blows, as free as the grass grows.
Don't you know what the next line is?
I'm not sure, that's all I know.
Born free to follow your heart. See, Even your bachelor anthem is pushing you towards love.
Face it, Jimmy. We all get captured sooner or later.
Hey, Jimmy, there's a woman at the bar waving at you. Looks like she's trying to get your attention.
Everywhere he goes.
No. That's my lawyer, Marion. I'd better go see what she wants.
Sorry to interrupt your dinner, Jimmy, but this is important. You haven't been answering your phone.
Yeah, battery died. I really need to get one of those rapid chargers. What's the problem?
I'm sorry to tell you that your Uncle Archibald died this morning. He had a skiing accident.
Uncle Archie? That's too bad. I didn't know him too well. I've only seen him a few times. He was something of a loner. He didn't have any children of his own. I don't know if my mother tried to keep in touch with him. He really wasn't interested in the family life. It's probably been 10 years since I saw him last.
As the family solicitor, I will be representing the estate. Did you know anything about his will or his finances?
Not really. My mother used to say that he had more money than sense, but I'm not sure what sense is worth these days.
It's unorthodox for me to have this conversation in a country club bar, but I thought you should know the conditions of Archibald's will since they are a bit old-fashioned and unconventional. He's leaving most of his money to you, which is a considerable sum. It's totaling $25 million in cash, not to mention the houses and cars, which bring the entire estate at a worth of more than $30 million.
$30 million? I had no idea Uncle Archie was so loaded. It all comes to me?
Mostly. Well, there's a caveat. Archibald put a stipulation on the money. If you don't meet the stipulation by the deadline, the money goes to his alma mater instead.
Yeah. What are these stipulations? They can't be that bad. I can do anything for $30 million.
You're not going to like it. You need to be married by the end of the day, Valentine's Day.
Ha ha ha. Very funny. Did Dom and Gary put you up to this? Come on. You got me. Hilarious. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, come on. So are there really stipulations?
I wish it was a joke. Your Uncle Archibald put a clause in the will stating that you need to be married on Valentine's Day, or most of the money goes to Yale and you get nothing.
Wait a minute. I don't believe it. Uncle Archie wouldn't do a thing like that. He was a lifelong bachelor and proud of it. Why would he expect me to live differently?
I think he regretted his life choices. He was traveling the world and having fun until one day he wasn't. It was too late to do anything about it. He was too set in his ways to accommodate another person's hopes and needs. I'm guessing he didn't want you to make the same mistake.
Okay, but what's the deal with Valentine's Day? Why that day?
I'm not exactly sure. I think he left someone at the altar on Valentine's Day and he regretted it. You might want to talk to his personal assistant, Valerie. She knows more about him than anyone.
Oh, Uncle Archie is full of surprises. V-Day is a few days away. Why didn't he give me so little time? Why not warn me? Something like, Jimmy, you're a good kid. I love you enough to give you millions. But hey, heads up, start looking for a wifey. I can't tell you why, but you'll regret it 30 million times if you don't.
Since you turned 21, he updated it every 4 years. His plan was if you had gotten married, he would remove the clause. If not, he would change the year. He was due to change it last year, but with the pandemic, he forgot. We all forgot. No one expected his sudden death, and, well, he didn't warn you because he didn't want you rushing into something that wasn't right. He wrote you a letter that explains it all. Come to my office first thing tomorrow, and I'll give it to you then.
Jimmy, hey man, we had your dinner boxed up. Hope everything's all right.
Dom, Garrett, come and sit down. You're not going to believe this. My Uncle Archie died.
Oh, no. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't know you had an Uncle Archie.
I never heard you mention Uncle Archie before. What happened?
I haven't seen him in over 10 years, but here's where it gets interesting. He was a millionaire, and he left me his entire estate. It's worth $30 million.
$30 million? Are you kidding?
Dude, you're loaded.
That's amazing.
Rich. That's
Yeah, it gets even more interesting or bizarre, even. I don't get the money if I'm not married by the end of Valentine's Day.
This Valentine's Day?
Yep.
That's 4 days away. How is that possible?
It isn't. And since the last thing I want to do is get married, I'm not even going to try.
Not even gonna try, Jimmy. That is the most ridiculous, outrageous thing I've ever heard of. You're gonna give up $30 million because you're afraid of a little bit of commitment?
Yeah, you'd be crazy to let that kind of money go. Find a girl, get hitched, and then get divorced a few months later. Easy peasy.
And what about the 50%? In this state, the spouse is automatically entitled to 50%. So $30 million turns into $15 million, and that just doesn't seem worth the hassle.
You can't be serious, man. $15 million isn't worth the hassle of getting married? Dude, I'd marry anyone for $15 million. Even a Kardashian. Hey, wait. What about a prenup?
Yes. Offer her 20 grand to get married and sign the prenup. Say she'll get 10 up front and 10 after the divorce is final.
Who would agree to that when they're guaranteed $15 million?
Don't tell her how much money you'll inherit. You keep that quiet.
Okay, I know. Tell her you need to get married to please your dying mother, or something like that.
That's perfect. Your mother believes that if she dies before her son is married, she'll have pain and sorrow in the afterlife.
You guys went from hopeless romantics to sneaky swindlers in a split second. I have a lot of reasons why I don't want to get married. I don't think I could live with anyone, especially a stranger, even for a few months.
Boy, do you lack imagination. You don't need to live together. Just set her up in a luxury apartment and show the lawyers the marriage certificate, and boom! You're rolling in it.
But let's say that could work. Who could I get to marry me before Friday?
Frank Fontana here, outside the corporate offices of Yukon Incorporated. Workers arrived today to lock doors and a notice indicating the company is closed effective immediately. It was rumored that the global holding company, Goddard and Meakin, were set to acquire Yukon, but obviously that deal fell through. A spokesperson from Yukon issued a brief statement suggesting that assets were being liquidated to meet creditors' demands, but there is no indication as to what will happen to the employees' personal belongings, their final paychecks, or their retirement funds. As you can expect, the mood is tense and solemn. Many employees are milling about aimlessly, not sure what to do. Others are sitting on the ground sobbing while being consoled by their colleagues. We'll monitor this situation and update you as more information comes in. Back to you in the studio.
Jimmy, how are you today?
Reeling. I didn't sleep much. It's true what they say, your life can change in an instant. I always thought that came from overly adult types. You know those types there. Ooh, be careful. Don't do that. Prepare. Yeah.
I think the definition of lawyer is overly adult type who spews caution with every breath. There are a few papers to sign, but first, here's your uncle's letter.
Jimmy, if you are reading this letter...
Ted, I'm sorry that this will be one of the only memories you have of me, but right or wrong, it was by my design. I've been watching you grow up, following your games in school and trying to keep up on your career and adult life. From what I have seen, you are a lot like me. Poor boy. So much, in fact, I felt like I was watching a movie of my youth unfold before me. One thing you may not realize yet, when you get older, the decisions you made when you were younger are scrutinized, and new philosophies, beliefs, morals even, are applied. Most decisions can't stand up to that. I'm not saying I have many regrets. I have lived an exciting and fruitful life. I have accomplished much, met amazing people around the world, and have seen most of the beauty this world has to offer. However, I do have one big regret. I do have one big regret. I never had a family or a soulmate to share in all of that. I didn't think I needed it, as a matter of fact. I cringed at the thought. But in my later years, I found myself lonely, wanting to have someone experience that wonderment with me. I'm telling you this because I want you to learn from my mistakes. You can change. You have time. Sound like Marley's ghost here. Which is why I am putting stipulations on your inheritance. You must get married by midnight at the end of Valentine's Day, on the date listed in the will. Don't think you can get anyone to marry you and then get a quick divorce. No, I was once a trickster myself. No, you need to remain married for 3 years. Valerie, make that 1 year. You two need to live together and never be apart. Valerie, make that not be apart more than 3 nights. I also expect you two to attend public events and family events like a real married couple would. You may hate me now for this, but trust me, someday you will thank me. Best of luck, Uncle Archie.
Jimmy, did you see the news this morning?
No, I have an early appointment with our family attorney. I need to get back to it.
Goddard and Meekin are not buying UConn. UConn is going under. We're sunk. I lost it all. Ellie is going to kill me. How am I going to pay for college, Jimmy? How am I going to pay for weddings? How am I going to retire? Oh my God, Jimmy!
No. Listen. You're not sunk. I'm going to get your money back, and Dom's too. I'm going to find a girl to marry me and collect that $30 million. Is the letter from Uncle Archie legally binding? I mean, do I really need to have a real marriage? Why couldn't I just find someone to play the part, go out in public periodically, and then have a very public breakup?
It is part of the will, so it is legally binding. His requests are stipulations on the inheritance going through, and as executor of the will, I'm bound to enforce it.
So, I need to be married for a year, live in the same place, and go out in public together. Is there anything else?
Yes, something that was stated in the will but not in the letter. It doesn't forbid a prenuptial agreement, but it does put restrictions on it.
How did he know?
I figured that's where you were headed. Archie felt that prenuptial agreements weren't beneficial to starting a marriage with a strong foundation, but he did understand in today's times it might be necessary. In order for the terms of the will to be met, if you ask someone to sign a prenuptial agreement, the required length of the marriage is increased by 1 year, and the minimum amount you can offer the other party is $1 million.
But I need a drink.
It is a bit early. Now that you mention it, a Bloody Mary would really hit the spot right now.
I love Bloody Marys. I think the club has a special on Bloody Marys on Tuesday mornings. Say, I know this is crazy and I can't believe I'm doing this, but are you interested in 2 years and $1 million?
Are you asking me to marry you?
Well, in a matter of sort. What the hell? Yes.
Oh, my heart's all of flutter. I'm not one for romance, but I did think that if I got proposed to, it wouldn't be so
spontaneous,
mercenary.
Sorry, Marion. I think of it as a business transaction, one in which the profit would be $1 million, and that's a pretty huge return, don't you think?
Even if I were considering it, I couldn't. As executor, it would be a conflict of interest. No, Jimmy, to both the drink and the marriage.
Whiffed it. Good afternoon, Valerie. Thanks for meeting with me on such short notice. I'm Archie's nephew, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy, it's so nice to meet you. Archie talked about you all the time.
He did?
Yes, I think he was a bit envious of your luck with women. He used to say, with that boy's eyes and his charm, he could sweet talk the Queen of England.
I thought Uncle Archie was a bit more interested in his bachelor adventures.
Oh, he had a lot of hobbies and loved to travel, but I suspected he would have given it all up for the right woman. He had regrets. That was obvious.
Did he ever get close to finding the right one?
Yes. He was engaged once. They spent a year planning a wedding and a round-the-world tour honeymoon.
What happened?
Archie didn't tell me all the details, but he said that on the day of the wedding, he drove himself to the airport and got on a plane to Malta.
Malta?
He said he spun the globe, put his finger down, and went wherever his finger landed.
Did he ever say why he didn't go through with it, the wedding?
He wouldn't be specific. He got squirrely when I probed. All he would say was, till death do us part, felt pretty absolute. And he was never absolute about anything.
If he talked about me all the time, why didn't I hear from him from 10 years?
He said that he and your mother had a falling out, and she asked him not to contact her or you.
What was the falling out about?
Archie's first assistant accused him of inappropriateness, and she was a close friend of your mother's. That's how she got the job. He wouldn't tell me her name. Archie denied it, and from what I could see, the way he treated women in the office, I'm inclined to believe him. Anyway, this woman brought a lawsuit against him. Archie hired a private investigator to dig up dirt on her. From what he said, the deposition was brutal for her. She left in tears and dropped the lawsuit, and your mother never forgave him.
There's a lot about Uncle Archie that I didn't know.
I think he liked it that way. You would only know him from his adventures and a few notes on a postcard. You'd always see him as the intrepid explorer.
Well, you sure know a lot about him. How well did you know him?
Archie was an old soul and was easy to talk to. I don't have any family, so he was always there for me. He wasn't that open and forthcoming most of the time, but he did like his bourbon. After a few, he would tell me all sorts of wild stories. Oh, I'd look forward to those nights.
Valerie, this is another wild story, so hold on tight. You're going to laugh at this, I'm sure. Uncle Archie has left me some money. Not a whole lot, but enough for someone to, have a bit of breathing room, so to speak. But he put a few stipulations on me getting it. He wants me to get married. Isn't that wild? Yeah, but it's only for a few years, and I can offer this lucky lady a lot of money to do it. We wouldn't have to, but we would have to live together and show up to others as married by going to events together. It's only a 2-year commitment, and then you can move on with your cool mill. What do you say? Valerie, what do you say? It's wild, huh? That crazy Archie. No, seriously, I need to get married by midnight on Thursday or I don't get anything.
That is a wild story. It sounds like something Archie would do. He was the most generous, devious person I knew. I'm really going to miss him.
What was that? Yeah, devious Uncle Archie. What a laugh. Look, I really need this money. So if you need time to think about it, I could check back in this evening.
Jimmy, I'd love to help you, but I'm planning a long trip. You see, Archie's biggest regret was that he never got to Africa. Watch the wild beast migration in Kenya and Tanzania. See the Sahara dunes in Morocco. Go hiking on Table Mountain in Cape Town. I'm going to fulfill his greatest wish to live amongst the gorillas of Rwanda.
You're going to live with the gorillas?
No, I'm taking his ashes there.
Traveling around Africa, that must be very expensive. How can a PA afford a trip like that? Uncle Archie left you money too, didn't he?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Wait, why would he leave you?
We weren't sleeping together, if that's what you're getting at. Yes, we were close. I was a home base for him. Something to look forward to coming home to. He really was a remarkable man.
You loved him, didn't you? So you won't marry me then? With number 2. Adriana, thank you for having me to lunch.
You were so insistent. It seemed important.
It is important. I've been thinking about our last conversation. It ended badly. I was too hasty to make that decision. I've never been good under pressure.
Oh, I don't know about that.
What matters is I'm rethinking the whole thing.
What whole thing?
The marriage thing.
The marriage thing.
The marriage thing. I mean, really, how hard can it be? We should go for it. Jump off the ledge, as they say.
A few days ago, you said you were not the marrying kind. You said you didn't want to be tied down to just one woman for the rest of your life. You even used the words prison and torture. Now you're saying, oh, it can't be that hard and we should just go bungee jumping.
I said those things because I was caught off guard. It was an off-the-cuff remark. I didn't mean those things I said.
You didn't.
No. Like, I said it was a defense mechanism. I didn't have good marriage role models, My parents never got married and split when I was a baby, and my Uncle Archie never married. I guess I was just repeating words I heard my father and my uncle say. I wasn't even really thinking about what was coming out of my mouth.
Won't argue with you on that. Do you love me?
What? Love. Sure. I care for you.
Care and love are very different. Do you love me?
I've never been one to think about love. I've never let myself slow down enough to really ponder it. I'd always believed there was no such thing. Well, I thought I did, anyway. If I'm honest with myself, I think I do.
Do what?
I think I do, No,
Jimmy, I don't know. I'm going to make you say it.
I think I love you.
What was that?
I think I love you.
I didn't quite hear that. What are you saying?
I think I love you.
Are you sure, Jimmy? Because you don't sound convinced.
Yes. I love you. All right? Is that what you wanted to hear? Jimmy, the Perpetual Bachelor, loves Adriana. All right?
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so happy to hear you say it. Finally. I love you too. I can't believe it. This feels like a dream. I haven't wanted anything more than to marry you.
Okay, so let's get married.
Are you proposing to me? For real?
Yes, I want to marry you. Let's not put it off.
It's a dream. Yes, I will marry you. Oh, Jimmy, I am so happy right now. I can burst.
Yeah, me too. So why wait? Let's do this soon. How about tomorrow? You could go to the courthouse and get the license, and I can see if I can book us the JOP for tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow? What? Why tomorrow? I want a real wedding with the dress and the cake and the walk down the aisle. Why so fast?
Well, you said yourself that you love me and never wanted anything more, so let's do it.
I'm not rushing this.
It has to be by 11:59 p.m.
It should be the most memorable day of my life. I will not schedule it into my calendar like a dentist appointment. Why does it have to be tomorrow?
Okay, I'll just come out with it. My Uncle Archie left me some money, but I need to get married before Valentine's Day comes to an end.
So this has been a ruse all along. You don't really love me or want to marry me. You're just greedy? Jimmy, you are the lowest form of vermin there is. How can you be so callous? How could you toy with my emotions like this?
No, but believe it or not, I meant what I said. I do love you, and I do want to marry you. It just needs to be on Valentine's Day. If you were willing to marry me anyway, what does it matter when? We can always plan a big ceremony later.
Jimmy, you are the... I hate you. Get out. Get out!
With number 3. Mia, I need a drink. How about a vodka tonic?
Bo, you're normally a beer man. What's with the hard stuff?
Oh, it's a long story.
Okay. I'll be over here washing glasses if you want to talk.
No, I just need to take a minute.
Must be serious. Drinks on the house.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I'm in a quandary. I have a serious problem and an incredible opportunity. There's one action that will help me both solve the problem and access the opportunity. It's an easy solution, really. It's just making the solution happen that's proving to be impossible.
So, the solution's both easy and hard?
Yes, exactly.
I'm not following. Maybe you need to take your mind off of it for a little while. You know, a distraction. I have some killer problem-solving skills.
I don't have a lot of time. I really need to clear my head.
I find that engaging in some problem-solving activities really helps clear my head.
Have you ever been married?
What? Whoa! Where's this coming from? I was talking about a little Humpty Dumpty, just having some fun, you know. I wasn't talking about marriage.
No, sure, but were you ever married?
The only tying down that I'm into is the literal kind.
What?
Never been married. Never will. I'm not the marrying kind.
So, let's say someone offered you a lot of money to do it just for a short bit of time. Kind of like an experiment or something.
You mean like Married at First Sight meets Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes, something like that. But there'd be an out clause in 2 years' time.
I'd have to stay married to someone I didn't really know for 2 years just to get $1 million? 2 years is a fucking eternity. To have to live with a man in his dirty socks and smelly shoes. No way. There's not enough money in the world. I know a lot of women dream about getting married and plan their wedding dress design by the age of 10, but not this girl. I don't want to get married. I don't want to live with anyone. I don't want anyone staying over for the weekend. I just want to have fun. End of story.
Not even to me? If I were the groom at first sight offering to make you a millionaire.
I thought I was clear. I like doing my own thing. I'm not having to report to anyone, especially you. Let me be even more clear. No way, Jose.
With number 4. Katie! It's Jimmy! Work! I got your number from the contact sheet. I'm pretty sure there's an office contact sheet. No, there isn't? Oh, right. No. You gave it out when you were planning Jerome's retirement party last year. You know, to collect for his gift. Oh, you collected via Venmo. Right. Well, it doesn't matter how I got your number. Listen, Katie, I have a pretty crazy favor to ask.
So, you married yet?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've asked every woman I know, and I got 5 figurative slaps in the face.
5? I wouldn't know 5 women to propose to. Or even talk to, for that matter.
Who'd have thought it would be this hard for a guy to find someone to marry him? All right, well, don't panic. We'll come up with something.
Don't panic? It's Wednesday evening. I need to be married in 30 hours, or it's foreclosure, bankruptcy, and maybe even jail.
Well, jail?
You aren't the only people I mentioned the Yukon deal to. That's considered a teensy bit like insider trading. And I'm not Martha Stewart, so I doubt I'm going to get the kid gloves kind of treatment.
Isn't it only illegal if the Exchange Commission finds out about it? Who's gonna snitch?
I don't know, but I'm out of ideas. What am I gonna do?
Okay. Hold on. Let's talk this out. I mean, between us, we have to know someone who is a sure thing to marry.
Well, my mom is single at the moment.
Dude, your mom is 83 years old.
So? I didn't know we were being so picky. I thought he was desperate and I was just throwing ideas out there.
All right. My sister-in-law is single.
Isn't she a lesbian?
Yeah. I mean, she might not want to... Yeah. Right. Not a good idea.
Ooh, I know. What about Mia? She's always coming on to you. Hard. She should be a sure thing.
Tried it. Barely survived.
Oh, gee whiz, that's tough.
Fellas, I think we need to think laterally.
Dude, what does that even mean?
I don't know. It's something my golf coach used to say all the time. I guess I should have asked him.
All right. In today's day and age, where we have all kinds of reality shows like The Bachelor and Temptation Island and 90 Day Fiancé, this should not be this difficult. I mean, how do all these producers get people to sign up for these shows?
There's gotta be an enticement.
You mean like $1 million?
Yeah, like that. Oh, right. So why isn't that working?
Because we are playing on a small scale. We need to move into the big leagues. We need to get the word out, and fast.
How do we do that?
Do you remember flash mobs? Do people still do those?
You know, I think you're onto something. We could use Twitter. I mean, the president can use that as a platform, then so can we.
Exactly.
So what would we say?
Say, have a chance to win the hand of the most eligible bachelor in town. And a chance to win $1 million. We tweet a time and a place and done.
Just like that.
Well, we'd have to have some basic rules, like you need to be a U.S. citizen and unmarried, and some instructions, like bring 2 forms of ID for the license, and a wedding dress.
Why a wedding dress?
Well, I was just thinking, like a woman who already had a wedding dress would pretty much be a sure thing.
Good thinking.
I'm having second thoughts. Do you really think a woman would be willing to marry someone she's never seen? Wait a minute. Do I want to marry someone I've never seen? Can we have them submit a photo?
We ain't got time for that.
What if we gave them some sort of challenge to complete, in which we're the judges, so we can arbitrarily eliminate women we don't like?
Dude, that's harsh.
Hey, he has to live with this person for 2 whole years. I think we can be a little bit picky.
Good point.
Do you think we'll have enough responses to be picky? We're not giving them much time.
Don't underestimate millennials, okay? They can sniff out at every Starbucks within a 10-mile radius. I mean, they're exactly the group that can get the necessary items and take 100 selfies while doing it.
This is crazy enough to work. Let's do it. Wait. We're forgetting something. What about getting the license? How will we get a license in under 24 hours?
I think I can help with that. My sister-in-law works for the county marriage bureau. She would be able to get one in an hour.
How can she do that?
Well, she's got some dirt on the director, and he'll do anything for her. She said she was going to cash in that favor if she ever met Ellen DeGeneres, even though she's been married for like 12 years. I think I can convince her to cash in that favor for you.
Is that legal?
I think we're past the point of worrying about that.
All right, time and place for these lucky ladies to show up.
How about Jimmy's place?
We're not tweeting his address to the whole world.
Do we need a place indoors?
And no. If they want this, they can stand out in the cold for a while. Remember, we have the upper hand here.
How big a place?
Don't know. We can't get more than 50 or 75 tops.
Sounds right. But we want a place big enough to kind of separate them into groups. You know, like maybe a parking lot?
How about the stadium parking lot? We can set it for 2 p.m. tomorrow, and that will give us plenty of time to do the rest.
Sounds good.
Can you two get off work? I'll need you there for moral support.
I feel the sore throat coming on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Great. My stomach is doing jumping jacks. All right, here goes. Will you marry me in 255 characters or less?
I'm so glad you like to take Valentine's Day off work, too. I can't stand all the flowers showing up at my work. And my office mates getting called one by one out to the lobby to pick up their prize. And their pretense of surprise. And their big-ass smiles of glee as they take the long way back to their desk so everybody can see how thoughtful and rich their significant other is. You know, I get more and more bitter as the day goes on.
I usually eat a whole pint, or maybe a gallon, I refuse to say, of ice cream while throwing darts at pictures of celebrity couples cut out of tabloid magazines.
Truth? I may or may not have sent myself flowers from a fictional man, so the receptionist will have to call it out over the intercom for everyone to hear. Oh, okay, thanks. I am not proud of it, but I can't wait to see their faces tomorrow when I act all shocked. I have all my lines prepared.
I hate to be one of those stereotypical women who is just so forlorn on Valentine's Day, but I am, so there it is. Why do we get like this? After all, it's just a day like any other.
Yeah, well, this is so much better. Breakfast and mimosas before a day at the spa.
Mm-hmm.
Are you and Jimmy on or off this week?
Ugh, off. This week has been such a roller coaster. I was feeling so good on Sunday. We had a nice day. He was so affectionate, and he seemed different somehow. I thought we were getting closer. I didn't expect us to break up. So I cried and cried all day on Monday, and then out of the blue, he called me up and asked to come over. I thought he had a change of heart. I was so excited. I got my hopes up. You know, well, he did have a change of heart, in a way.
In what way?
He came here to ask me to marry him.
What? Well, you didn't tell me that. So what's the problem? I mean, isn't that what you wanted?
He didn't ask for the right reasons.
What are the right reasons?
The only right reason is that you love each other and you want to be with each other, only each other.
Did he tell you he loved you?
Yes.
Did he tell you he wanted to be with you and only you?
Yes.
Okay, so what am I missing here?
You don't understand. It wasn't genuine.
You didn't believe him. He was lying? To what end?
I did believe him. There were strings.
Oh, Adrian, there's always strings. Doesn't every marriage have so-called strings? I mean, doesn't everyone enter into marriage with the belief that they'll get something? I mean, that there'll be more advantages than detriments. Sure, some people make the commitment knowing it will be a lot of hard work, but are willing to make the effort for the big payoff of happily ever after. I mean, I suspect that most people go into it thinking about what's in it for them and all the gushy, I can't wait to live with my best friend kind of stuff.
Yeah, you may be right, but there was more to it.
Go on.
He wanted to get married by midnight on Valentine's Day. Tonight!
Well, how romantic.
Not romantic at all.
Well, do you think it was because he was afraid he'd talk himself out of it if he waited longer?
No, he'd inherit a lot of money if he got married by midnight.
What now? Let me get this straight. You're debating about marrying the man you love who says he loves you too, who says he wants to marry you, who will be super rich. Okay, I'm really having trouble seeing the problem here. Can I marry him?
It just isn't what I imagined it to be.
What, the proposal?
Yes, and the wedding itself. I thought it would be magical.
Magical is for unicorns and mermaids. Here on planet reality, things do not always live up to our expectations. But that doesn't mean that we don't accept our dreams because they aren't exactly the way we dreamed them.
But how do I know if he really wants to marry me or if he just wants to get the money?
There are no guarantees anyway. If he delivered the magical proposal and you planned the magical wedding, there are no guarantees that he wouldn't realize he made a mistake the day after and run like hell. Look, I think you have built this up in your mind so much that nothing will ever live up to the fantasy.
Maybe you're right.
This is unbelievable.
How many women do you think are here?
500? 1,000? This has to be the world record for the greatest number of people in a wedding dress.
I'm speechless. I never expected this many women to actually meet all of the requirements, let alone want to marry a stranger.
It's the lore of the 1 million Benjamins.
Could you talk like a 21st century person, please?
Okay. Maybe we should call Guinness. You know, Book of Records.
How are we going to pick one woman out of 1,000 by 5 o'clock?
Why 5 o'clock?
Because that's when my sister-in-law's office closes.
Right.
Wow. Is that 1,000 wedding dresses? I didn't expect them all to be wearing veils, too.
Yeah, it's like a large bowl of... What are those white cookies that have a swirl on the top?
You mean meringue?
Yeah, like a bowl of meringue. Or...
It brings new meaning to the term pure as the driven snow.
What are we going to do? How will we pick one?
More importantly, what's going to happen with the other 999 when they aren't picked?
Is it me? Or are they starting to brawl? Oh my, even better. The largest wedding dress brawl in the world.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit scared.
More than a little bit. Maybe we should scrap this idea. Do you think we can sneak away without any of them noticing us?
What about all the money you lost? If I don't go through with this, I can't bail you out.
I think I'd rather stay alive, and I'm not so sure of that right now.
Hey, what's going on? Did you just post that tweet?
Yeah, what's taking so long?
Jimmy?
What are we gonna do, Jimmy?
Frank Fontana here. Traffic was backed up for 2 hours this afternoon near the stadium, caused by thousands of women running down Ball Avenue wearing wedding dresses. It is unclear why these people were convening at the stadium or what set off the stampede. Some witnesses said it appeared the mob was chasing after 3 men. At the time of the broadcast, we hadn't located or identified those 3 men. When questioned why they had all gathered there, one witness stated, "We were punked, all of us were. It's a terrible tragedy. No one should take advantage of those less fortunate, the matrimonially challenged. It's a real problem." If there were 3 men behind all of this, I'd hate to be them if any of these women get a hold of them. Back to you in the studio.
Holy moly. Oh, that was intense.
Oh, my heavens. I didn't think we'd get out alive.
Hell's bells. That was fun.
Ow.
Oh, guys, I blew it. Gary, Tom, I'm sorry I let you down. I convinced you to invest your savings, and because of me, you lost it all. I couldn't even make it right.
Look, don't be so hard on yourself, okay? You didn't force us. We handed our money willingly, okay?
Speak for yourself.
I mean, personally, I was lured in by the prospect of, making a lot of money fast. It was nice to daydream about it while it lasted.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done with it, though. I'm going to get my mom's house after she goes, and it's a pretty big house for a bachelor. So what else would I have done with the money?
Oh, quit your job? No, I would have.
I own a dry cleaning business. I can't quit.
All right, sell it.
And do what?
Dude, I don't know. Travel the world, play golf every day, get an expensive hobby. I can think of a million things to do with myself.
You'd miss teaching.
No, I really wouldn't. I mean, I was idealistic once. I believed I could mold young minds and shape them into humanistic, productive people, have an impact on the world through these kids. But that's nothing like how it actually is. Mostly because I lack passion. And actually, idealism.
There have to have been some successes over the years.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were a few. But I guess it's like anything, if you stay too long, you kind of lose your oomph. Or maybe I never really had it.
Well, it may sound weird, but I love my job. I was born to be a dry cleaner. I love the smell. Jimmy, you're quiet. How are you doing?
A few days ago, I was basking in the light of being salesman of the year. Perfectly happy with my life. Now, I feel like flat champagne after a big celebration.
Jimmy?
Adriana?
I thought I'd find you here.
I'm here most nights. I hope I can still afford it. I'm so glad to see you. I wanted to talk to you. I've really been a jerk. I'm so sorry. I've been very selfish most of my life and really just about everything. This experience has taught me a lot, and I just
talking, Jimmy. I'm the one who should apologize. I played my future out so many times in my head. It was like it was foretold, and I spent my life trying to find that prophecy exactly as I dreamed it. I missed a lot of wonderful opportunities waiting for an exact match. I don't want to miss another opportunity. I changed my mind. I will marry you. Tonight, if you still want to.
You will? Are you sure? I'm not an easy person to live with. My mother reminded me that every chance she got. And remember the selfish thing. I'll probably always be a jerk.
Well, there was one part of the fantasy that was exactly as I imagined it.
What was that?
You're exactly what I imagined.
I'm pretty lucky to have someone like you being so patient while I gallivanted around. I should have admitted it to myself sooner, but I'm glad you're here now. Wait. It's too late. It's after 5 and the marriage license office is closed. We'll never be able to get married by midnight.
Jim?
Not now, Gary. Adriana, I'm so sorry. I can't marry you now. Not penniless. I couldn't ask you to put up with me and be broke. That would be a cruel and unusual punishment.
Jim?
Don't be ridiculous. You're the same person as before. Although you were handsomer when you were rich. Just kidding. I still want to marry you.
Jim?
You don't understand. I made a bad investment and I've lost everything, even my condo. When I said penniless, that wasn't an exaggeration.
For richer or poor, they may be old-fashioned marriage vows, but there's a reason they're in there. Love worthy of marriage should triumph over all troubles. I mean it, Jimmy. I still want to marry you.
I just hope I don't crush your idealism. I hope I can live up to that dream.
You already do. I have no delusions.
Adriana Galini, will you marry me? Tonight? Or tomorrow?
Yes, Jimmy James, I will marry you. Any night.
Can I speak now?
What is it, Gary?
I forgot. The marriage bureau is open until 7 on Thursdays.
We can make it.
Okay. Yeah, so we could get the license, but where are we going to find someone to marry us by midnight?
Well, an ordained minister could do it.
How am I supposed to find an ordained minister at a small town country club?
Easy, you're good friends with one.
Wait, what?
I'm an ordained minister.
Okay, how?
You can get anything on the internet these days. It was free when you purchased 6 months' supply of CBD gummies.
What? Wait, no, when did this happen?
Oh, a while back. I had this fantasy that I'd meet my dream girl while hiking on Maine's Cadillac Mountain. We'd both be wearing a Go Pile for President t-shirt and members-only jackets. It'd be love at first sight, and I'd marry us at sunrise. Then we'd fly to California and have another ceremony on the beach, playing beach blanket bingo as our wedding march. When someone would ask us where we got married, I could say the East Coast, and she could say the West Coast, and we'd both be right.
All right. Come back down to earth, Dom.
Anyway, I am legally allowed to perform marriage ceremonies, so consider that problem solved.
Oh, Jimmy, see? It was foretold.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that. Let's go get married.